Me. Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose. But when you talk to me.
Hello and welcome to Tarot Reading School. My name's Vicki Haspels, I'm the Travelling Tarot Teacher. And so tonight on Tarot Reading School, we will be doing a little bit of tarot practice. So I thought I might talk to you tonight about intention and setting an intention before you do a reading. And then we'll do some readings when you guys come on board. Oh, Christine, welcome. Hi. And Kiri, welcome. Welcome, guys. Yeah, so setting an intention for a reading before we start is actually a really good idea because it's almost like you put your uniform on, that this is your intention for the day. And I heard a really good saying on the weekend. I think it's attributed to a Chinese saying. I'm not going to make a claim to where it comes from, but it really is relevant to what I'm talking about today. Is that the saying was, when you wake up in the day, you carve yourself, otherwise the day carves you. And that's very, when you think about it, quite important about how you want to approach the day. You set the intention of how you'd like to start your day rather than the day molding you, and because then you become a victim of circumstances. Hey Jess, hi Nikita, welcome. And Connie, welcome. So setting an intention before you start a reading, what does that actually mean? What does it mean to set an intention for a reading? Well, I like to think that there's many different ways that you could approach this. It might be that you would like to be an open and clear channel for the world of spirit. You could say that I would like to be in a really good emotional space so that I can give nice, clear, and articulate, concise messages. You can say you might be having a really awful day and have lots of clients lined up. This happened. You can just say you ask that all of your stuff be put to one side so that you can be present for each client as you see them. And that can happen, guys, that can happen. So when you are setting up your reading space and when you're ready for your day, it doesn't really matter where you're doing your readings, but when you're ready for your day and doing a reading, you clear the room, you set up a beautiful space, create a beautiful atmosphere, bring in, call in your guides, call in nice and healing. And there are different ways that you can create that sacred space. But one of your intentions or mantras can be, one of your mantras or prayers can be setting an intention. And then once you've set that intention, you're actually carving yourself to the day. You are saying this is how things are going to be, and you're letting not only yourself know, but everything else, all the energy, all the guides know that this is what you intend for the day. And therefore then you can trust that how the day unfolds is how things are meant to be. So the other thing I thought we might do tonight is talk about, or do I like to also do a little demonstration of a spread. And I thought over the next couple of weeks we'll use, it's not a complicated spread, but it can be complicated to understand. So I thought I might do one each week, one life event each week. And there's actually a 6-card life event spread. And you can do it as 6 cards, or you can do it as 3 cards for each, or 5 cards for each, or 6 cards for each life event. And we'll just do one. So this week, we're going to start with relationships. Everyone learns that, I think our life lessons are all learned from relationships. It doesn't matter whether it's love, friendship, parents, even our enemies. It doesn't matter. All relationships are what life is all about, because those relationships reflect us and who we truly are. So looking at the cards and how relationships affect us can really give a good clue about where we are at as well. And sometimes our perception of how relationships are may actually differ from the actual situation, and the tarot cards will tell us the truth. Okay, so let's have a look I'll pull 3 cards and we'll do a general reading for everybody here. I can see you guys, Jen and Kerry, hi. And then I'll do a quick reading for everybody and I'll base that on relationships. So, but I'll do a quick 3-card spread because it's not only for you guys that are listening now, but it's also for anyone who listens to the replay. You might get receive a message out of it. So I like 3 cards. For one thing, it's very simple, past, present, future, or you can say current circumstances, challenges, and future action. So I'm going to say current circumstances, challenges, and future action. All right. Oh, look at this. Current circumstances. So for those of you that are finding relationships very challenging at the moment, it's simply because the energy around things they can't stay hidden anymore. So whatever it is that is bothering you, whatever it is that's been simmering below the surface, it's all spilling over. You cannot stop it from coming out. Much like anything that festers, it needs to be released. And so that's what's happening with relationships at the moment. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. Like 3 of Swords, of all the relationship cards, that is the one that is the trickiest because simply the relationship not implodes, it explodes. So anything that's been simmering, being held back, all comes out into the open, oftentimes painful because it's been held down for so long. The challenge for the relationships is that there has been a sudden circumstance that has precipitated that change, is made that change happen. So that's the fear. It's almost like it's been taken out of that person's or that relationship's hands. So it's created bang, sudden changes just like that. So the fear or the challenges to go with that sudden change is that it's almost like you have no control. You have the more that you can surrender control, the less fearful it will be or less stressful it will be. So because the Knight of Swords do not hold back. They don't stop for anybody. And so the action, how are we going to behave? Look at this card here, 4 of Cups, very much like a victim. So this relationship simmers over has now exploded. So everything's out in the open. It has created automatic changes all over the place, out of control, bang, 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 almost like your mind can't keep up with it. So we will fall into a victim space. It wasn't me, it was them. And that can vary. It happens to everybody. Of course, if things happen really, really quickly like that, then you can only feel the victim. You can only feel like there's been external circumstances that have been affecting us. And so, but from that comes the healing, and then you can start looking at your place in the world. Quite confronting relationship stuff going on there. I wonder if you can relate to that yourselves. You can, and if you can, and if you don't feel like it's too personal, or if you can understand that that's happened to you in the past, you can share that with our group. But you don't have to if you don't want to, because those cards are very confronting. So that's my little tarot lesson today. Let's do some quick readings. And even though if you guys are not still with us, oh, here we go. We've got a spammer. Sorry about that. Get rid of that person. And they're gone. Sorry about that, guys. Just ignore them. So we'll start with Christine. Welcome. So I'll just pull 1 card, Christine. I'm going to try and stick to my 15 minutes on Facebook tonight. Actually, how many guys we got on here? I think I've got heaps. I think I've got enough time. Yes, I'll do 3 for everybody because I do have enough time. I thought I'm going to be very good and keep it to 15 minutes tonight. I'm actually on the road. I'm in Mara tonight. That's why I look like I'm in a hostage situation with the blinds behind me. It's not my usual Buddha screen. On the way to Winton. So if you join me tomorrow night for Soul Wellbeing, I will be in Longreach. Try and put some pictures up. It wasn't a very good day for pictures today. So as soon as we got here to Mara, it started to storm. So Christine, this is relationship stuff for you. Current situation, work in progress. It means that you're really happy to work on your relationship, but you're recognizing that there are some things that are like moving forward. Not that they have to be improved, but you can see and both of you are willing to move forward on that, which is nice. That means that there's been some stuff going on and that you guys are heading in the same direction. The challenge is each of you wanting to do your own things. So it can be a bit difficult when each person in that relationship has their own thing to do. And it feels a bit weird if you're off doing your own things. Sometimes it can feel like you're separated from that other person, but in actual fact, it's quite healthy to be having your own interest, because then you can come and you've got something to talk about. And the action of that means that any stress that's been created in your relationship at the moment, by going off and doing your own thing and satisfying that part of yourselves, getting to know yourselves in your own space, actually puts that stress, calms it down, and allows each of you in your own time to do your own healing. Relationships are so tricky, so tricky. So that's for you, Christine. Yeah, Kiri, let's do one for you. Oh, whoever's on here, whoever who's commented and said hello to me, I'll do your reading. So even if you come back and check later. So this is for Kiri, 3 cards to do with relationships. 1, 2, 3. So we have here. So Kiri, at the moment, and it doesn't have to be love relationships. It can be friendships. It can be anyone, any work colleagues. It can be friends. It can be family. So at the moment, Kiri, your heart is a little bit protected. You're not really sure who you can trust right now, and only not because there's not people to trust around you. It's just that you can sense that there is something around you that's not quite right, and until you identify it, you're just going to keep your cards very close to your chest. So what you're concerned about are things are changing around you, and you can't. Again, you can't pinpoint where that change is, and so it concerns you. But your world, your external world, is shifting and changing, and you can actually feel it. You think it might be people around you, but you're not quite sure. So your action is you're just going to wait. You're going to wait until, which is really, really sensible in the relationships around you right now, Kiri, is that you can feel that change. You're sort of holding back because you're not really sure who you can talk to, who you can't talk to. So you are going to sit back and wait until something shifts and changes for you, and that you know when you can move forward or when that change happens. So who we got next? Jess. Welcome, Jess. So here we are. 3 cards for Jess. How are we going for time? Good. I'll probably go a little bit over. I'll try and be quicker. So Jess, for you, stress in relationships there at the moment. So you're trying to work everything out. Well, you've got the 3 of Swords as your worry. You're worried that you're stressed that everything's going to just simmer and boil over. So you're doing a lot of the emotional work, but you're trying to figure everything out as well. So whoever it is in your relationship or in your world that is concerning you or bothering you, it will happen very quickly, and it'll resolve itself quite quickly, actually. So the King of Wands comes in and brings light to the situation. So all of these concerns that you have around you at the moment will all be brought to light and resolved quickly. They're not going to hang around for too long. It'll be worked out. So Nikita, welcome. So who have we got here? Have I got rid of you? Sorry about the spammers, guys. Cool, cool, cool. And yep, I'll just keep going here. Now we're doing Nikita. If you're still with us, Nikita, otherwise you might watch the playback. Everybody gets a prize when they turn up on my little nighttime weekday shows. Okay, so this is for you, Nikita, relationships. I like this for you. This to me says that in your relationships at the moment, it's like you've got like your relationship is your anchor, which allows you to go and explore for yourself some things that you might like to do, some interests or some passions that you wish to explore, and relationships around you are giving you the anchor and the security to feel comfortable enough to do that. Your fear or challenge is the intuition card. Oh, that got a bit weird, blurry. So your intuition card is you're not really sure what direction to head in. When it comes to relationships, you're not really sure that you don't want to let somebody down, or you do the right thing. So it's a real thing to be selfish, whatever that means. You know what I mean? Like looking after yourself and putting yourself first. You're not really sure is that the right thing? Am I going to pick the right thing? So it's about following your passion. Your relationship is actually your anchor. So what you're going to do is, which is a little bit not sad, but you are you may even choose not to choose, or you may choose to forego that opportunity of following your passion, and that's perfectly fine too. It seems to me that there are some other things for you to feel comfortable with, and that's about getting to know yourself. So your passions are there. It's just you're not really sure um, which one you'd like to pursue, and that's okay. It's okay. Can I just say your relationships around you are your anchor. So everyone's supportive of you. The ones who are supportive are super supportive, and they're giving you that time. So Connie, I have to be speeded up now. Sorry. All right, go through this. Connie. So ups and downs in relationships for you right now, but all any sort of turmoil is heading you in that right direction. So your challenge is that trying to work it out. Instead of being sort of pushed around everywhere, like as you can see here, just trying to get it right in. So again, wanting to get it right in your head. So there's lots of turmoil. Feel the turmoil. All of that turmoil is actually moving you in that right direction. So it's not crushing you or shipwrecking you. It's actually moving you forward. So a lot of emotions will be moving you forward right now. And your outcome is the death card is transition. So it is a time of waiting. Your action will be as much as you're being pushed in a particular direction, the emotions are actually moving you along. So you're going to, whereas the Four of Swords before with Kiri was about her just sort of letting her mind rest so that she can see it, you can actually feel things changing and shifting around you. So your wait is until you're ready to make the next move and the sign or the signal comes in to make the next move. The death card for you, I'm just getting that beautiful butterfly, feeling that cocoon coming out of a sort of a long sleep. So a lot of emotions are around pushing you out of that long sleep, and you're coming out of that long sleep and going to strengthen your relationships for the future. So Jenny, hope you're still with me. Yes, and Connie says a relationship is a relationship no matter what type. Absolutely. All relationships matter. All relationships matter. Okay. So Jenny, this is for you. So your relationship is, so sometimes it's a little bit unstable, but mostly whenever the Emperor turns up, the relationships around you can be a little bit strict, and every once in a while a little bit rumbly underfoot, almost like a bit of a tremor. And so you'll feel that tremor, and then it starts to settle down again. So every once in a while it'll tremor a bit, and then it settle back down again. I would say that relationships around you might be a little bit not strict, but like blinkered a little bit with the Emperor there. Again, this does not, all that means is that broadening your understanding of relationships around you. Your challenge is that you don't want things to go, you don't like it when little things go wrong. So again, when little things go wrong, it shifts us out of that sort of limited thinking. And that's what the Emperor is telling me for you, is that your relationships can now flourish, and any little things that go wrong are not going to topple those relationships over. It will just open up the scope of how you can improve them or move them on. And your action is to actually decide yes or no. So there's no in between. It's going to be yes or no. You're either with me or not, and you're out the door. So well done, you, Jen. You're building some very strong boundaries. All right. So let's have a look. Who's next? Now, I've got that rid of person. Sorry about this. I've got rid of these people that are spammy. Now we've got Jackie. Hope you're still with me, Jackie. If you're not, hope you can watch on the playback. Cool, cool, cool. So this is for Jackie. Yeah, whoever's commented and said hello, I'll be doing a little reading for you now. And I'll give you some, and I'll show you guys some feedback. Lovely. So Jackie, this is for you. So we have, well, like this. This is very much a lover's card, the Two of Cups. So that's like to me, that's like a rekindling of love. So I get this relationship stuff, and if you don't have somebody in your life at the moment, or if I just feel like there's a bit of a gap there, love is being rekindled. So if you don't have somebody in your life right now, but you'll start to get the feeling that you would. So the Two of Cups is telling you that rekindling is happening. What you are concerned about, I really think that more so, I'm wondering, has someone told you once upon a time that you were too emotional, or that you were like, you're asking too much, or all those, you're too much of something, that's whatever, blah, blah, blah. No, you're not. Also, too, she can be a little bit manipulative. So you might be worried that you're going to be, that your feelings will be overridden, or something will be overridden. No. Because look who's coming. Your action, you're so strong and so sure of yourself. So rekindling of love brings out the fire in you, brings out that the Queen of Wands in you, and she's stands up for herself. She doesn't get run roughshod over, and doesn't matter if anyone tells her she's too much of anything. They can just bugger off, right? So well done, you, Jackie. That's great. Now let's see. Hello. I'm not sure who this is, but they're coming to me through YouTube. So VLXT. 3 cards for you. So we've got Queen of Pentacles, strong female around you, or you are the strong female. If this is like very grounded, very earthy, so that sort of very strong caring and nurturing energy as well. Fear, the Knight of Pentacles. That relationships might be a little bit boring, or that your relationship is a little bit sort of a same. Like you don't really sort of want to get too stuck. So this Queen of Pentacles is very homey, but also too, she's very much likes to build a home, can be in one place, and sometimes I think that that's a little bit of a concern for you. But your action is you're going to, I really like the High Priestess. What's the feminine energy around that for you? So your action is to always, like, your fun and your movement moving forward, and so that things don't become too sort of boring or stale, means that you check in with yourself and decide what you want to do. You use your own intuition, connect with yourself, and be very connected and self-aware in that relationship. So thanks for joining. Now, who else do we have? Shy. Last one. That's my last one. I said I was going to keep it to 15 minutes. Usual. No. And then we'll have a look at some comments. 1, 2, 3. Shy. Lots of responsibility with relationships around you. So you are having to make lots of decisions around things. Your fear is that there's like that either not good enough feeling, or that you're not enough. So you will tend to sort of hold yourself back a little bit in relationships, because you're not really sure who you can trust. There's a lot of responsibility put on you, and it's a little bit. It's just like I don't really think that you know that you don't have enough tools or enough information to actually take on all that stuff, and so you're going to, just until you know who to trust, you're going to just hold yourself back a little bit. All right, let's have a look at everyone's comments. So Kerry said, correct, interesting, thank you. Jenny said yes. Then he also said, thank you. Connie, completely how I'm feeling, you're welcome. And Jackie says, thank you. Alrighty, so that's me for tonight. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, if you're doing some readings, a really way to stay clear, set your intention before you start so that you know exactly that you've put yourself in the right mind space and heart space, and then anything else that's going on around you. As you can see, in relationships, a lot of things can be happening to us, and as a reader, when we're doing readings, life happens to us as well, so we can put that to one side. So many thanks to you guys. Doing soul wellbeing tomorrow night. As I said, I'll be in Longreach, and if you join me then tomorrow night, we'll do some emotional work. But otherwise, have a great rest of the evening, and I'll see you around. With love from me. Bye.